bit of knowledge about the axle, right? The axle. So in the Buddhist teachings thing, the philosophies, right? You have the thing about the axle, right? And how the axle is having a broken axle or a sort of good axle is to do with the ride, the voyage and that, right? So obviously this comes from the sun, like, so you, when you sort of ride with the sun chariot, see, it's like the sun chariot represents life, right? And so if you have like a broken axle, you can have a rough ride, see, so this is what occurred, what they use to give naturals a rough ride in the life and that, right? And have the axle idea is in the axis, right? The axis, which is supposed to be with the world turning on its axis and all that, right? So again, occurred for this axle idea, right? And it was a few years ago, there was that Axel F music. It was something to do with Beverly Hills Cop, Eddie Murphy and that, and it was Axel F, Axel Freemason, right? And it was the day, it was, that's Axel is the idea from the Buddhist philosophies and all that, right? So you also have that song, right, Passenger by Iggy Pop, right? So again, this is a duality type of, the dualities in the song Passenger, where so it's like the passengers, the sort of pass, the Masonic pass and the trans passing and all that, right? So it's like if you're, Iggy being a passenger, right? So it's like a passenger along on the sun chariot, right? So having a nice ride on the sun chariot for the teas, right? And the duality is the sort of the passenger becomes the sort of sitting to the side of the sort of steerer or the driver type of thing of the sun chariot, right? So that means you're not in control, you're going along sort of the rough ride, right? And so the dualities in that, the passenger idea, right? And there was another song by Ronan Keating, which was Life is a Roller Coaster, right? So again, this is to do the same type of concept, where if the life for the sort of teas is a smooth ride and all this, right? And life for the naturals is turned into like a roller coaster, up and down with all these like emotions and all this, see? And of course the teas don't have the type of thing, they don't have the sort of up and downs, they're basically in control of their emotions type of thing, you see? That's like the sort of, the thing that they have up on the sort of natural, see? So, of course the system sort of, cooperates with this. And natural's a rough journey, a rough voyage and all that, see? And of course they also use this in, ship metaphors and sailing metaphors and all that. But it's always this idea about journey and the voyage, see? So when you have the sort of, the broken axle, see? You're getting the rough ride. If you've got the sort of good axle, and obviously the axle, right, the axle ties in with the sort of tax, like the tax man by the Beatles and that, the T axe, obviously like the seven, the tomahawk idea and all that. So obviously when it's made, physically made like chariots, right, physically created the wheel and the sort of chariot, which would have been a horse-drawn chariot at the start, obviously they took an axe handle, right, because I had an axe handle and stuck it through, two wheels, right, put a wheel on each side of an axe handle, and to create the first sort of rolling chariots, rolling vehicles, you see what I'm saying? So that it all ties together as cord, the axe.